event at the White House. It was a bill signing in the East Room. And then before, I cued the Colonel of the United States Marine Corps Band for Hail to the Chief, because, you know, once you cue that, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, there's no going back. I thought I better take a moment, and I turned to the president. And on that first event, I said, "Sir, are you ready?" And he looked at me, and he said, "Laura, it's showtime." I thought, showtime? What is this showtime? This is an event. That was his way of getting into focus, to focus on the message at hand, to effectively communicate that message for the next 20 minutes or the next 2 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. 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 And it's your time. You're simply the best. My goal is always to tailor my message to the audience at hand, to share my presentation on the positive power of networking and partnership. As I share in my book, Eat, Drink, and Succeed, networking to me is not about what I can get from you, but what I can do for you. What bridge do I have, both professionally and personally, to build for you to help you get to where you're going in life? I truly believe that it's through helping others we achieve ourselves. And networking opportunities are all around us, from state dinners to the burger joints to those seemingly social events at a conference. Many times, and you've probably experienced this here, as great as every conference is, while you're in those educational sessions. And then at night, when it comes to the fabulous foundation dinner or the welcome reception, you get back to your hotel after a long day of classes. You think to yourself, boy, you know, feels kind of nice to kick off the heels. Maybe I should just stay in my room. Maybe I could order some room service, have the remote control to myself. Well, that is just what Mayor Cory Booker was thinking from Newark, New Jersey. So he's just going to skip the dinner and just work, have some downtime, until he got a call from the event planner. And he said, "Oh, well, of course, I'm on my way down. You know, now you're stuck." And at his table just happened to be Mark Zuckerberg. About 3 months later, Mark Zuckerberg wanted to make a splash. But what was he to do? What was he associated with? What would make the most sense? And he struggled with that until he thought back to that dinner in Sun Valley and how great that mayor was and how he really enjoyed the conversation with this man and how he heard of the great struggles they were having in the public school system. He said, "That's it. I'm giving $100 million to the Newark public schools." Thank goodness Mayor Booker went to that optional dinner. Mark Zuckerberg, Mayor Booker, they ate and drank, and now those children of Newark have a chance to succeed. Well, all those things you might think are optional, but they are opportunities. And when we start looking at things as opportunities instead of optional, it's amazing the partnerships and the positive networking we will be making. Over 8 years behind the scenes at the White House, I was witness to a lot of history. And I saw a lot of folks come, and they ate, they drank, and they left with White House towels stuffed in their pockets. Yes, but then I also saw great folks come, and they ate, they drank, and they left with ideas that turned into realities, relationships that turned into partnerships. About 27 years ago, Roger Ebert asked a girl out on a date. And there was this girl who had a local AM TV show in Chicago. Her name? Oprah Winfrey. Now, Oprah was just a little local sensation then, but getting a lot of buzz. And during their date, Oprah says to Roger, "Well, listen, I just got this offer from ABC, but I just got a call from King World. They want to syndicate my show around the country." Well, Roger said, "Let's take a look at this." So right there on their date, he pulled the napkin out from underneath his drink and started making some calculations. The pros and the cons, and what about syndication and ownership, and what about the money that she'd be making? And they go back and forth. He takes that napkin, slides it over to Oprah. She takes a look at it. She studies it. She looks up, and she says, "That's it. I'm going with King World." Oprah made the most important professional decision of her life on a date at a burger joint. Besides keynoting events, both large and small, I moderate expert discussions, keeping them on message and on time. As an MC, I engage the audience, whether a giant group of runners in Chicago's Grant Park or CEOs gathered together in a ballroom. I set a positive tone with the audience and interact with them from on the stage and beyond, taking the opportunity to spend time with guests at book signings and after my presentations to engage with them one-on-one, answering their questions and continuing the conversation. So no matter what role I play or size of the audience, I want to ensure that each guest walks away empowered with tools and techniques to improve their lives, both professionally and personally. The power of knowledge. I call it knowing a little about a lot. That's how I've gotten through in life. It means that I read the headlines from every section because it just gets so boring relying on the weather to talk about, whether you're out at a charity event or you're at a conference and you're done talking, business talk. Now it's on just more cocktail talk. And there's a fine line, by the way, between whether or not it's cocktail talk or you're cocktail talking. Then the power of conversation. Sit somewhere in a room and meet somebody new. Sit somewhere else in a shuttle. Walk up to somebody waiting in line for a cocktail at the bar. These are great opportunities to reach outside your circle. The power of your business card. When we were hosting the Emperor of Japan, they said to us, be very careful. When one of the delegation hands you their business card, take it with both hands. On the two bottom corners of the card. And don't just stuff it into your pocket and continue talking. Take that business card, look at it, refer to it in conversation, because that card is an extension of that person. And then listening, the power of listening. That's where you gather information, where you listen and learn what you can do for them, where the bridges are that they need that you can offer. Larry King once said that he never learned anything on his show by talking. It was all by listening. And then a few months ago, I was at an event, and right before they introduced me, they mentioned that there was a raffle drawing the next day for an iPad, and please stick around because you got to be present to win. And then it dawned on me, must be present to win. That's not just about raffles and door prizes. That's about life. We have to be present to win when we're sitting at the dinner table with our families. We must be present to win when we're in a meeting in the boardroom. We must be present to win when we're on an interview, or when we're taking our final exams, or when we're meeting someone for the first time. That, to me, is showtime. It's about being in the present, and that's when we are at our best.
Motivational speaker, TV personality, and author, Laura Schwartz, the perfect star for your next event.
Former special assistant to the president.
Fox News analyst Laura Schwartz.
Laura Schwartz.
Laura Schwartz.
Laura Schwartz.
Joining us, Laura Schwartz.
You're smart. I'm not as smart as you.
Laura, let me ask you this. Laura Schwartz, thanks so much.
Now, all the social aides are officers, and we all call Laura Sarge. Everybody in America wants to tell me what to do, and she got to do it every day.